Alexa, turn off the desktop. Hey everybody, welcome back. Yeah, I guess yesterday was my first stream. This is gonna be my second stream now. Kind of sort of had a plan. Kind of changed. Some stuff came up and whatnot. Didn't really have much time to plan for today's. But one of the things that changed is that I had a client to reach out to me and wanted some changes to their drawings. So maybe we'll, maybe you'll get to watch some of that. As I make some changes to drawings and things like that. Take a look. Oh, you know what? Let's go over to the main. Oh, wait. There we go. Full camera. We'll switch over to the screen in just a second. Let me get Revit in here. In the future streams, I'm probably gonna do stuff like this as things come up, so you guys can kind of see how I do it from the start. But right now, it's gonna, something that's already done, it's already open. But I need to get to it so it's already open, obviously, so you don't see my file structure and things like that. Waiting to see if it, there it goes, starting to open. Revit is, from Autodesk, same people that make the AutoCAD. It's just like a big program. It needs some time to load everything. So we'll get started here in a couple seconds. That's the thing, it's loading up the environment. So this property actually is out in Murrieta. Wait, Murrieta? Yeah, it's in Murrieta. The guy that usually contracts me to do drawings is a general contractor out there. He lives in Murrieta. He does work in that area, Murrieta, Temecula, that out here in California. And he, I met him. He did a job in Corona, and he reached out to me. I think I was on Craigslist. This is like, wow, what are we? 2026. This is where I'm at. Sorry about that. But he is like I said, he's out there. I would think I was advertising on Craigslist at the time, and so he reached out to me and went out and met him at the job site in Corona, where he hadn't started it yet. It was they were doing, oh, that's what it was. So it was a house, and they had a separate parking area which was covered, but there was a slope. There was a small hill. There was a little bit of a slope, and so they had their parking area. They didn't have a garage. No. parking, it was a covered parking area, and so part of it was a retaining wall, so they needed to reinforce the retaining wall. So they needed to get some plans through the city, and that's why you know, I went over, and I think they needed to reinforce that. And while they were at it, he the owner decided he wanted to do some interior work, also remodel and stuff like that. So I went out there, took measurements. We got that thing all straightened out and everything. Did the work, and he liked my work, and he hit me up again, and we've had this relationship. Oh my gosh, I think for the last 12 or 14 years. It's been a while, and luckily, you know, I've been able to get work. Of course, it slowed down during COVID and stuff like that. Let me get computer, Revit. Oh, anyways, but so this particular project that we're gonna see today, it's just it's a dirt lot right now. There's nothing on it's an undeveloped lot, but there's development all around it, left, right, front, across in the back. So this piece of land actually goes from the street to the back alley, and interestingly enough is that the water is in the alley area back there, and the electrical obviously comes in through the back also. But the owner, we were going through, it was going to be first it was going to be a main house, and then attached to it there's going to be a two-story 2 units, one lower level, one upper level. They was going to rent out and call it, and then have it right, and it was all going to be attached. They went to the city with it. I drew it all up and everything. They went to the city with it, and then I right one. The city, I guess the city said, well, if you want to do it that way, then certain codes, certain zoning codes hit it. So what they told him is that you can separate the two. You can make the main residence area would be the 2-story lower level, you know, almost like apartments, right? The bottom level, second level, you can make that the main structure, and the house would be like the ADU. Which is funny because it's like a full-on house, but because it was a full development, it's not like you're adding to the square footage that's already there. So I guess the owner, you know, and I redesigned it, separated them out, did the new stuff, they put it back into plan review, and then I guess the property owner said, like, you know what, I don't feel like going through everything. It's been a drag. So he paid us out for the design work and just kind of trashed it, right? And I'm like, okay, well, you know, I just archived the, what do you call it, archive project, and then lo and behold, here we are, like 6 months later. Apparently the owner sold the property. Here, let's switch over. I got it open here. Okay, you can see here. So the property owner said, you know, oh, they sold it. The guy sold it. And so then, yeah, about 6 months later, I get a phone call just out of the blue, and I was like, oh, I wonder who this is. Pick it up, and it's this woman, and she tells me the situation, right, that she bought it from him, and included in the deal were the plans. So she wanted to make changes to it, and I didn't feel comfortable with it. I contacted our contractor guy and said, you know what, she called me, talked to me and stuff, and I guess she wants to take those plans and continue, but he claimed, right, that they were their plans, even though the owner paid for them and everything, that copyright. And so I was like, that's right, I didn't even think about that. So he actually sent me a screenshot of what the copyright law is, and especially here in California, saying, you know, pretty much who has the copyrights. So the structural engineer released his copyright. He had, you know, already done it, so that she can use his plans instead of, you know, not the original one. And the contractor buddy, he went ahead and he released the plans to her. But in reading the contract or the copyright law, I'm the one that drew them. I'm the one that technically designed it. and so the copyright actually lands with me. So after talking to her, she said, she wants to, make some changes, like completely redesign the two-story, right? The additional living, or what would be the primary living units. I gave her a price, and then she's like, well, how much if we just kind of, fix everything that the city had previously said? Go, oh yeah, that's no problem, we can totally do that. And so I gave her a price. So she's like, you know what, let's just do that. Obviously it was less. And then she said, hey, I want to make a few changes. So I was like, okay, let me take a look. Give her a price for it. She was good with it. So now we get to make changes. Now you see, pretty much, you got all this stuff here. Kind of careful not to throw the residence address out there, but let's see, we got, right, first floor, second floor, they're identical. Obviously the stairs are the only thing difference. Come up here, this is I guess kind of like a balcony, or the front. Made it 4 feet wide so you can get plenty of things up in there, railing. Let me show you the right now we're looking at a page. That's why you see multiple page. But I really like the way Revit does it versus AutoCAD, where AutoCAD, you have to place your viewing windows, and this is that idea, except it separates all of your views, so you can have different things and different names. Instead of like in AutoCAD, you have one large canvas, and you do your drawings, right? And you use reference, or you use lines, to make sure everything matches the dimensions and whatnot. I mean, you can. I did this for one project. You can do it in 3D inside of AutoCAD, just like vanilla AutoCAD. It's a little more difficult, but actually end up using AutoCAD architecture because it has a lot of the tools in there, and you got a lot of tools in there, so you don't have to actually be looking at everything as far as the we call it, like the whole project. So you have to make slices, right, to see the different floors, because your elevation is only at or your view from the top down is only at the one elevation, so you're looking at it from way up high. So you have to make slices, and you have to take those slices and put them onto your sheet. But that means going from the model space into the paper space. Whereas with Revit, you're kind of always working in the model space as far as 3D. Even though you're looking at the 2D screen and you see your floor plan, it's built as you build a wall, and it's building it right in 3D. Add layers to your wall, which I know you can do in AutoCAD. It's a little difficult, but all the tools remain so that you could model, which is why you use a lot of things that are BIM, the building information modeling, from the faucets to the sinks, cabinetry, walls, ceiling fans, and you'll see that stuff here. So like I said, she wants to make some modifications. We're gonna go ahead and take care of that today. I don't think I'll finish them all right now, even though it doesn't sound like it's a lot. I got to go through the elevations, and that's the nice thing. I know, like I said, this stuff is doable in AutoCAD, but it just seems Revit is a little more logical, the way they set it up and do all this. And so what we're gonna do here, we're gonna go ahead and take let's see, but you also have some weird things that you have to kind of work around here and there. Roof, if you have roof at different levels and stuff, you gotta, or the windows, like let's say you have a window for in the bathroom, those small windows that are like 2.5 to 3 feet wide, but they're only like a foot tall or 18 inches tall. They're not going to cross that slice, so then you don't actually see them on here. And so there's different ways of doing it. You can move that cut plane down to catch it. Problem is that sometimes you see things you usually don't see because you moved that plane up higher. So like right now, usually the plane's cut at 4 feet. I think mine is usually set at 4 feet. Like the top is 7'6", I think, even though usually our ceilings, especially right now, they're like 9 foot. So what's the thing I see? So this, what are we gonna, so here's, like I said, one of the things you with AutoCAD. I don't remember exactly how. I think you name your views when you make slices. But so here, when you actually, you can name your stuff. So, and I know this looks daunting on the side, right? It doesn't start this way. It's a lot smaller. You don't have, but as you make more, because you can duplicate your view and put different information on that view. So, like for instance, here, let's see. Watch. Here's the first floor, right? Pretty simple. These are oh gosh, mini splits, right? The exterior, the mini splits are here for this bedroom and that bedroom, right? And there's cooling over here. You see, I think these are the tankless water heaters here, and there's panels, electrical panels in here. This is the room that's by under the stairs. The way they are. But so if you come over here, if you look at this, right? This one is first floor duplex. Here, fine. First floor. See here, I have a first floor ADU. Is actually this one up here, right? This one has, see how there's, and here's the other great thing too, because you can do a call out, right? This guy, you see this here, call out. The call out is for the bathroom. This you don't have to populate with the detail and the page number. When you do this, when you first do this, you'll just get dash dash, right? So the thing with Revit is that it has that placeholder there. So then when you come over here, right? Like, and the sheet. This is what I love, because you need in AutoCAD. You can do this kind of sort of. You have the sheet set manager where each sheet is pretty much a different file. Where you can pull them all, where you don't have to go in and open your folders and go find it. You put your sheets in the sheet set manager, and so then when you double click on one, then you can jump into that file to make your edits, right? And things that are cross-referenced, right? The XREFs and all that stuff there, and all that stuff works. But here in Revit, since you're modeling, all of these views, all of these pages are in the same file, because it's not actually creating all these different files for you to pull from. It's your 3D building model. So each sheet that you do, or the views, are views you have in this model. And so like you can have camera views, so you can have, like, if you want to show a client, hey, this is what your room is gonna actually look like, put a camera in there. You can walk. There's a tool in here. I haven't used it in a long time, by the way. There's a tool you can make a walkthrough of this BIM model that you already did, right? From the outside, swing around, you can walk it and look here, look up, look down, or like someone, there's another project that I have that when you walk in, I mean, it's a 2-story house, but they have like a grand living room. When you walk in, it's fully open all the way to the ceiling, and they have vaulted ceilings. And so they were kind of curious, right? Because especially you can do this with your clients that don't have like a really good 3D mind, and they can't really envision what it looks like. You can put a camera. You can actually put a camera like looking from one of the corners at the top, look down, and they'd be able to see. Like they had an area, flat area that was open, right? They had bedrooms. You walked up the stairs, there were 3 bedrooms, and there's a big open area that you can use, put a couch up there, like a little rec room type of thing. But it's open, right? You have a wall, and you could look down into the living room. And so, like I said, it couldn't really picture how it would look. I, gave them a curved wall with a little top on it, right? Some millwork top. And so I put the camera so then you can see how it's going to look, say from the bird's eye view. You can kind of see how it looks, and the walls downstairs where the kitchen was and stuff, you can kind of see. So then it gives them a better perspective of what the things are going to look like. You can put multiple cameras to make multiple 3D views. And that's what I love about Revit, is you can do this kind of stuff, right? You put it so that it's just looking down. You put a camera in there, and then you can pretty much like take snapshots, and that way they can see what they can visualize it better. It helps them explain things to you if they want changes. I'll tell you that for a fact right now. So like I said, so looking down here on the left hand side, let's see, yeah, okay. Look down, we're gonna let's see. So these are the different sheets. That's that sheet, and you number them and name them. And the great thing is you don't have to make yourself a set list or a sheet list. Come up here, manage, I don't know, view. You see right here it says schedules and says legends, right? So legends here, schedules, there is sheet list. Make your sheet list. It ends up down here. You see right here, sheet list, and I have it. So we go where are here. So here is the here we go. See, and then here's the site plan that I already finished. Vicinity map. It's much of the address, but you can see, see, there's my sheet index. So this is the sheet list. You see, it's like a table, and you can control right how it looks, the headers, the text, aligned to the left or the middle or the right, however you want to do that. Here's the title, and all these things. It doesn't have to be just the numbers and the sheet numbers and titles. Different things. If you come on over here, you see right here on the right hand side or the left hand side, this is right your project browser property. Right here, fields, and this other window up. Right. You look at all these different things you can add to this, but since it's just a simple sheet list, that's all. Just need those two things. Boom, over, done. Okay. And I mean, you simply close it. Doesn't close out your doesn't close out your project, obviously. Any changes you make are saved. They're automatically there. You don't have to really worry about too much. Okay, so right here we are. This is our sheet. This is a 2.0. And this proposed floor plans. Now, if you click on it, check it out up here. Here's the title, right? Title, sheet title, right? Name, whatever. Sheet number, and you can mess with these. Now, if you wanted to create a new one, it'll just come down here, and whatever the next one in the series, it'll populate it, right? But I mean, there are times when there's times when the sheet you're working on is not the last sheet that was created, and so when you want to make a new sheet, it'll go to whatever it was. So let's say I usually use the 2s, a 2.0 or new, like the proposed stuff, of the floor plan if it's really big or I can't fit too many things on the one thing, right? So like 2.0 would be the 2.0 would be the proposed floor plan, right? Whether 1 story, 2 stories, whatever. Sheet 2.1, A 2.1 usually would be my roof. Now, if I don't need to have like this, these other views, right? Enlarged views from these places. Then I put them, the typical views, I'll put them here, but you don't have to go digging for them because technically they are part of the floor plan. It's just an enlarged view so that you're not having all this. You can see how cramped it can get. So where was I going? Yeah, 2.1, the roof plan. But then if I jump to 3.0, which is usually my exterior elevations and ongoing the interior elevations also, I jump into there and make a 3.0, but then I come back and I go, oh, you know what? I need a 2.2 for the roof, or I need a 2.2 for something else. When I hit new sheet, it will default to a 3 point whatever the next one was, because that's the last one that I created. But then I have to come, so then you just come in here, you just change the sheet number, and you're perfectly fine. The down here, what is it? Oh, this is the project browser. That's the properties panel at the top. So the project browser, it will Yeah, obviously, once you punch in or make the change, when it creates the sheet and whatever default number it is, it will pop up in order down here. So as soon as you change the sheet number, it will update this list and itself wherever you put it, right? And you can rename it and do whatever you want. Okay. So we're gonna leave this sheet. Sometimes I do leave the sheets open just to kind of go back and check to see if things look when I'm done. So people think, well, it's just a quick change. Sometimes when they ask, you know, hey, can we change something? It's like, depending on what it is, sometimes it's not a small change. Instance here, this double sink countertop vanity that's here is the bathroom to the ADU, which is really a house. They want to make this a single sink, which, in all honesty, when you look at it, you go, okay, cool, sink. But this isn't a 2D thing. It's a BIM. It's information model. It's a model. So removing these two sinks will get rid of the sinks, which will update here because this is just an enlargement of that. It'll get rid of these two sinks. But come over here and we see elevation. See, we have ADU, that's interior elevation. So what do we have? This is the duplex. Duplex. I think that's the bathroom. Now there have been some changes made because, as you can see, label here, right? Sink and faucet. Obviously, there's nothing there. We have to move this stuff around because they wanted to make a change that we could not accommodate because of the door. So I had to move things around, you know, in the layout once we kind of got things. And as you can see, because of that change, we also have this change over here. Now, you notice this, the title block here for this view particular moved all the way to the right, and this one is moved all the way to the left because of changes that we made. I gotta fix those. You would do here in the shower head. Oh yeah. So see the shower. They don't want tubs, they want shower stalls. Oh, I have to make that change there. So getting back to, all right, that is in washer dryer stack. This is in the duplex. Moving along, right? This is in the ADU. There's this, there's that. Now, go in the. Oh wait, no, we already. Oh, the yeah, that. Okay, for where, man? Do with that. Oh, see, and here's something else I totally missed. Oh no, that's what happened. I removed the elevations from ADU part in the movement of everything, so I got to do that. And I bet once I rearrange this, and this, get the bathroom elevation into plans. So we're not going to do that one, but let's go ahead here and a duplex. We do first. I guess we can do the first floor. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna end up being in the. So let's do the duplex or first floor duplex. All right, now you can see we are in the floor plan. Now we make changes here. Any changes we make here will automatically be reflected in our sheet. Get over here. Okay. Well, you see all the notes. Oh, actually, no, you don't see any notes. I'm in the way. But next to that, see, we have all these notes. Here's the floor plan. I'm looking up to it. Okay, cool. So, isolated. Here's what we're looking at as far as what's on the sheet, the actual sheet that will be turned in or printed out. We do a lot of these things that are digital nowadays. anyways, here we are. Now we can edit. So here I've got these lines here. You notice how the dashed line disappears when it's not selected? That's our annotation border. And I have it on, so when I click on it, I know how far I can move this in and out, you know, but it also helps in when I put the sheet, or when I put the view on the sheet, it automatically puts the title on it, the little title block. Well, yeah, the little view title down at the bottom, and this can dictate, or the text dictates it, so I can open and close it, move it, and that way I just don't like have things too large, because then it's, you know, it'll cut down on my editing if I take care of it now. Because if I were to open this up, let's say I grab this, there it is, open this up all the way over here. Now when I go to put it on a sheet, if I would, the first time I put it on a sheet, that view title will go all the way to this line. I don't want that. I don't want it to go all the way to this. I want to have it close as possible. Now, what happens if you put it too close? I'll show you. Remember, these are annotations. So let's close up guy. Gets to, if your annotation gets too close to it or goes past it, your annotation is gone. Don't panic. Not like gone. It is deleted. Gotta pull this back enough for it to be. Now it's back. The number of times that or I can't remember exactly, but when I would do something like that, right? Let's say your annotation's here, or let's say here's the annotation board, right? So let's say I want text, annotate, right? And this is, you can see here, text with no lines. Wherever you click, that's where your text is in. This is just a straight line, single line, no breaks in it. So you can either go straight or at an angle, and you see now your text pops up. Do that. And the weird thing is, even though it shows it as selected, you can't do most things. You have to go back to the like unclick, unselected, and then come back and select it again in order for it to actually happen. So let's do a text. No, not that. That's a curvy. That's this guy, 2 lines. Now remember, you don't see the annotation line right now. You can't see it. It's there. You can't see it. What does that mean? It's not gonna show it, or it's not gonna. You're not gonna see anything happen until you finish. So what is this? Let's just say exterior wall to roof. Whatever. Now we have obviously gone past the annotation line. By the way, you can't hit enter. Enter doesn't end the command. Enter will give you a new line here. It's like the mtext, multi-text in AutoCAD. You need to either one of two things: close your text box, your editor. You can, because when you hit modify, it's pretty much like hitting well, not really cancel, but like clicking enter and deselecting at the same time. But it will save it. Okay, I usually just go close. Now that gave me a sound. And way down here in the corner. Now I'm not gonna move my whole thing, but I'm bringing it up over here. Gives you saying that your text or whatever it is that you did right now, whatever you put, it's not visible because what was it? Because I think across the annotation line or the settings are incorrect or something like that, right? Gives you a warning. So that now you know where, or you know, now you're like flipping out. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? You click there. Let's see. Hey, there it is. See? So yeah, sometimes it can be frustrating. Move it out, and sometimes it's just like whatever. Now the annotation line. You see here, down here. I'm so used to moving it towards the center of my screen. Let's see. There it is. Even though that line is actually closer to these columns, it still got rid of my elevation marker. That annotation will pretty much, unless it's a wall or item that is built, any annotation, that's why it's called an annotation crop. There's a symbol, excuse me, whether it's a symbol or text, anything that isn't part of the structure, that annotation symbol or that annotation crop will get rid of it. It'll hide it, make it disappear. Okay, so you just gotta be careful about that. All right. Anyways, so okay, we're looking at the first floor. So now we have to actually, now since these are separate BIM objects, and these are separate objects, bathtub is independent of the shower head and the valves. So I can just delete, gone, right? So let's check out the interior elevations. The tub is gone. Wait, is this the first floor? Zoom. Oh, you know what? I think I just did a single one because they're all similar. The upstairs one was now I think about it. So we're just gonna previously leave it as is and just say that you can draw in tile, like here, obviously, or you know, if you want to, if you have an object, a model of a shower stall, you can put that in. Which usually, right now, I don't like the ones that are in Revit that come with Revit. I think it's 2 of them. They just look weird. You do have a shower stall of I think it's an ADA shower stall for like more commercial work, really, or hotels. Take a look. Oh wow, we're looking at the sheets. Yeah, first floor. Okay, so now because they were independent, I still have mine. Right now, you look how it's highlighted there. Take a look here. Here, look. Now we're looking at the sheet. It's highlighted on the sheet because, like I said, we're actually looking pretty much at a living, breathing object. Breathing, it's an object for the house. So anything you select in there is going to be highlighted everywhere else. That's one of the things about BIM modeling. And we can find, so we're going to go to architecture. These things are split up like this: architecture, structural, if you need to put a column or a beam, structural floor. I like the beam system because you're not sitting there copy pasting. Beam system, you just put in there your member, your spacing, it pops them all in there, and then you can make modifications to them. Like if you put them as roof rafters, right, they're angled, you can actually have a reference plane that intersects it, and you can select, I think it's cut, but the only problem is you can't do the whole beam system at the same time. You actually do have to click on each beam, right, the rafters, and tell it to cut. Oh my lord, that rafter along that plane. But you have to click on it, rafter, click the plane, rafter, click the plane, click the rafter, click the plane, in order to cut them, because you have to do it individually. Which I know it sounds like, oh man, that really sucks, but there are times when it's actually a benefit, because you only want to cut a few of them, not the whole row. So I mean, there's a right, side to everything. But anyway, so what we're doing is architectural. We're gonna add a component. You see here we have walls, doors, windows, and those are kind of preset things. It knows what that category already is. So if you have something that's not really in that category, like casework, for instance, all this stuff, the range, sink. Well, actually, no, sink is a plumbing item. Fridge, that's like in domestic stuff, right? Plumbing fixture. This guy, the washer dryer stacked washer and dryer. That thing is specialty area. So let's see if we can find now if you take oh wait, I think I did. Let's see, the enlarged, what do we do? Bathroom and duplex enlarged. Here we go. So you see, got that 5 feet wide, drywall to drywall, 5 feet. That's the interior. So we are back in here. You see here, it's gone. This enlarged duplex. So this is the first floor, I believe. We have to have this 24 inch by 30 inches clear, and the 30 inches is always across the face of the toilet. So you need that clearance, and also, you know, obviously to the sides from the center line. It's like it's pretty much an accessibility thing. So if you see some of those homes that when you lean forward to get up off the toilet, you almost hit your head. A lot of them might not be to code, especially with the older ones, because you're grandfathered in. If as long as you don't do any work to the home, that's fine. A lot of inspectors don't go through to look at this because you can be adding for the addition. They're adding or building an addition. The addition will be to code with the bathroom in there. If they're adding a room with its own bathroom, that, but the existing bathrooms won't. And usually the code will say if you are doing any work on the property, you have to bring the entire property or structure to code, which would mean going through and checking to make sure that this here, like the edge of this vanity here. Now this is the countertop, mind you. Okay, right there, countertop, because it's any obstruction. 15 inches to the left, 50 inches to the right. So which is why usually this is 30 inches. Front of the tub, yes, was aligned this here. So back up here, like I said, and add a component. Now you see there's components already added. And now some of these things I didn't add them in there. It's just when the program opens up, it's got a few things loaded up. Some of it is what is there. I need to get more sleep. Let's see. Okay. Low family. Yes. Different items aren't objects, they're families. Usually, you know, because when they're modeled and you save it's a family. There's a 2D view, there's a 3D view, right, for when you're doing your 3D stuff, and it's all contained within that family. All of those views are contained within the family. So here, computer, I do have a separate hard drive for Revit stuff, for libraries, right? So we're looking for, oh, maybe actually under plumbing it'll be. Let's try that. So plumbing would be under systems. Systems, you're gonna have your plumbing, your electrical, and your HV. Now some of this you can actually use like to model a duct and things like that, but they actually have a better tool with and they do have some individual stuff, like they do have like the MEP, Revit MEP, Revit structural, Revit electrical, with those emphasis, so you have a, you know, they easier to do those kinds of things. This is Revit, like the vanilla Revit, that is like the more the architectural stuff. So you kind of have access to everything, but I mean, you have access to a lot of the other trades, but not everything, not every tool that they have. Now, mind you, there are a lot of plugins, a lot of add-ons, just like AutoCAD, that you can add here to Revit that are built for it, right? To help you with the BIM aspect of it. I don't remember the name of it. It might be from Great Tech, but and I think there's more than one. But anyways, there are companies that make these add-ons or the plugins. So then, let's say you do a wall, you want to add framing, you set up your rules for your framing, 16 on center, 24 on center, you know, whatever. And so when you make a wall, it builds your framing inside of it, and that way you can do your what do you call it, your list of materials, your bill of lading, uh or bill of materials, sorry, bill of materials. And so then you can adjust your stuff, but by modeling it, it spits out every piece you need, which works out great for those general contractors that do off-site walls, you know. And but also actually even normal general contractors, so you know how much material to order, and then you can, you know, add on 10% whatever. But you can actually use this to send cut lists to the shop for them to put together. And there's a way, I think it's also an add-in to do the shop drawing, right? You know, at least with your bill of materials, you know what you need to cut. Let me take actually just a quick break from what I'm working on here. I know I haven't really done a whole lot. It's here. That's not very interesting. Don't know why I didn't go. Updating. Like, this is very interesting. Because I'm live. It's a good stream, but switching over. Even though they say yes that I am live and they're getting the feed. Yeah, all my software says, everything says that I'm shooting stuff out. Some of it looks like it's a little iffy going back and forth. Oh. I mean, everywhere says I'm streaming. Odd. It was like this yesterday. Might have to switch it up with the streaming here. I don't know, it just seems kind of odd behaving. We'll see. We'll see once I'm done. Says that I'm offline. Chat is up. So I might actually just cut this short today and figure out what I'm. I don't know what we today. I don't want to hit refresh on that. Anyways. Oh, what do we got right now? What are you working with? Oh, switch gear. That's, I don't need switch. Oh, we need a power stall. Or fixture. Now, once we're here in the shower fixture, you hit load family. We bring this up. Go back to Revit. Plumbing, because that's the category that we started with here. Now, a lot of times you can do architectural or MEP. There's a little bit of difference. Some equipment is in the architectural that's not in the MEP, and vice versa. You just have to be careful. You kind of have to know where you need to look, because not everything is available everywhere. Okay. And the nice thing here is you can also see. There's a. Oh, you know what? It might be under domestic action. What is it? That is also. Oh, that's. I mean, I could put the shower pan down just to show. that there's a shower there, but I think I want to do the whole shower stall. Let's see. Instead of plumbing, go to and we're gonna navigate our way back there since we didn't use. If you hit cancel on when you're trying to look for something, and you don't actually end up selecting something, it's gonna kick you all the way back out to where you started previous time. Oh oh no, specialty. This is why you need to. We're gonna go to specialty equipment for domestic, and let's take a look at here. See, trash compactor. There's a few different things. Fridge, built-in fridge. Yeah, range hood. Actually, see some of these things I made. Things you can tell is I either have it in all caps or I put my OGDS at the end. Range, oh yeah, that oven, microwave, it might be mid-range. Oh, maybe there. Okay, it's gonna be somewhere in. Oh, back to settings. It's not. Plumbing equipment, I believe. Straight out of the box is water heater, tankless water heaters and water heater. There it is. Rivet. Rare. I went through this already. Some of these things I put in here. I like the shower doors. Hubs. Equipment. Yeah, see, water heaters. Tankless water. No, just a regular water. Now I think the MEP one has. Oh, basements. Gas meter. I put that in here. What else? Commercial. Oh, and then water heaters. Regular water heater. You see, MEP has a little more detail to it. Right? All that. Tankless water heater. The reason it's here is because it needs to go on a wall. It needs to go on a surface, not just the floor. That's why you see this here. It's like a piece of the wall, like it's laying down, laying on its side. Sure it's not technical equipment. Pumps here again, water heater. Power. Ah, here we go. See that. Power stall with. That's an 88. So you see, these are more. It's telling me it's not. Here, just put it under like model. Oh wait, is that not? Did I end up in plumbing? Oh, that was not. Oh, that's. Systems. Don't take systems. Dang it. Power stall corner. Now. times this happened. Odd and confusing. Oh wait, duh. Okay, so this means it was already loaded. That I didn't want to change. Shower stall. Corner. Here we go. This is large. Very large. And we need space for it to close. Oops. We have to go to the open. So what I'm gonna do is this technically needs 30. Like that. So I'm just taking the line. You know what we can, because I know, I'll tell you right now, not have 34. You need to have the 24 here in this. So what we're gonna have to do is move these guys that way. Better yet, it will move them. But yes, here we go. Now that will give you butt. Oh, where? My brother. First stuff. Oops, reacting. Different. Okay. Deal with that when we're done here. Okay. Oh, that actually reminds me of something else I need. Alright guys, hold on. Here. Oh, it does. Okay. You already do. Wait. Yeah, okay. That's it. Peace. Of course, magnet being. Actually, I'm gonna leave it on the wall like that. Should be okay. So now you need this 4x36. Right. Okay. Okay. Two. Boop. That together. Boop. No, is it assembly? Up. Let's just make it. Boop. Appearance. Be alignment. And that's what I love also about Revit is that when you click certain things, you're gonna rotate, move them. The snap is kind of already. You can undo the snaps, fine, but it will a lot of times snap to a very near object, so then you can align it easier. So looking in here, ooh, barely cuts into that clearance there, 30 inches. It's technically coming out of a bathtub or a shower. You should have 24x30 also here in front of you for the door to swing and for you to get out. Now obviously be able to close the door. So let's grab stuff. I'm gonna grab this so that our water closet. That's clear. 24 by 30. Clear. Alright. So she actually got what she wanted, and it's fine in this instance. Close the tab. Let's go back to our sheet. First floor. There it is. Now you see this is the call out. 57820. As you can see, that's the one from the ADU. Don't forget. And here it is. This, right? Because I was working inside, because that's those detail lines shouldn't show up. Oh no, I probably will about it. Oh no, no, see, those lines aren't turned on. They don't appear here. Oh, because they're actually detail lines, so they don't appear in the main model. They appear where I put them. So if I were to open this view here, right, the first floor duplex, if I drew in here on that floor plan, they would show up there because they're detailed specific to that view. But since I came over here and I opened this view, right, the enlarged duplex bathroom plan, and drew those detail lines here, and they only appear in here in this view. Lordy, vision scheduling. Okay. Well, look here. YouTube. When it says I'm live, it hasn't changed. It doesn't start streaming soon. I end here. But we'll see. Oh, and all of a sudden I appear. Like, has it just been sitting here recording all of this time? The last hour? It's just now doing it? I have to go back and see. Although it might be just what do you call it? Might just be to me. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should start putting dates and being that way people when they're watching, rewatching this. Let me do that. There it is. Okay. Let's see here. Software is. All right. Yeah, after talking all this, I'm like, okay, you know what? I think we'll end it here. I'm not gonna be on tomorrow. Tomorrow I got stuff to do. I gotta go to the eye doctor every 2 weeks. That will not be very good looking stream. My eyes will be red or pale. I could do before, but I guess I got shit to do. So anyways, oh wow, just realized I did not finish my coffee from this. Oh, all right. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off here. I'm gonna get ready for my dentist appointment. So that's where I'm at right now. All right, cool. That's it. I mean, I know it's very small. Dave, cannot stress it enough. Make sure this should always be ingrained in your head. Especially with Revit. I can't remember if AutoCAD does it. You can set an interval for autosave, but I still hit save. Try to remember to hit save. Here, of course, I was distracted because of the stream. But get in the habit of hitting save on all of your. It doesn't matter if it's AutoCAD or Revit, whatever you're doing in what do you call it? Yeah, like SolidWorks, Word, Excel, any program that you're working on, is, you know, ArchiCAD, whatever. Get in the habit of hitting save every so often. Just stop. You go, oh, cool, I made a significant change. Save the progress. Now on this instance, because of the fact that I had archived it, I got rid of all of my extras. Usually what I do is, even though it's auto saving, I still go to file save as every so often and give it the date. So that's today. Then tomorrow, when I start making changes, I'll save it under tomorrow's date. If anything happens, I can revert back and I will know that other file is from the other day. And then or like if you do something, everything's completely out of whack, you're trying to fix it, and you realize, crap, it's gonna take so long to fix it. There's no point. You can go back to yesterday's file and start from that point again. It saved me about 3 times because yeah, there's been times where I'm like, what the hell happened to all my stuff, and then I'm like, it's gonna take 4 days. Go back to yesterday's, and then the small changes that I made today, better than going back 4 days. Try to get everything back up to where it was, right? Anyways, that's advice for today. I hope you learned that. Now that you know, right? And remember, knowing is half the battle, right? So, like I said, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off for today. Hold on. There, I got Yep. Okay. Cool. We are going to say goodbye. All right. I will see you guys in the next stream. I'm planning to go on live Thursday. Instead of doing this dual stream thing, because right now it's on Twitch and YouTube at the same time, just for the sake of everything, I'm going to do Twitch during the day. In the afternoon, I'll do YouTube. I think it's a little more accessible than Twitch and deal with certain things on Twitch. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. Then we'll do, go back on live again from like 4 to 6 on YouTube, like I said. So I'll do this in the morning, not in the morning. Oh yeah, maybe 11 to 1 or 12 to 2 like this one. Of course, we have more stuff, but yeah. So we'll see after tomorrow. I might just do Twitch in the early stream, and then YouTube and evening stream to catch everybody else. All right. With that, I hope you guys learned something today. Maybe you've been wondering about making the jump from AutoCAD into Revit. It's not, I mean, there's a learning curve. There's plenty of resources on YouTube. I've learned a lot of things that I was like, oh, I don't want to sit here and click through and try to figure it out myself. I can go on YouTube, watch a 13-minute video that turns into figuring it out for an hour, right? To make sure that you're doing it right, going back and watching it and pausing it and doing it yourself. I've never been there. I've never done that. Anyways, all right. So like I said, yeah, if you're looking to get into Revit, I would say hop in. I don't see any issues with it. Yeah, learning curve, whatever. You can take. They do offer courses at the colleges usually. You don't have to go through the drafting certificate program. Usually, you can hop in. Of course, AutoCAD, Revit. It's pretty cool. You learn a lot, especially if you already have drafting experience. It'll come easy. It's just you just change your procedure. You just change the way you do things. But you already have that 3D mind to do all this stuff. And the nice thing is, it might not see it right now on the screen because this is it's just a bunch of lines, right? But when you zoom out, it looks like they get thicker, but they're actually getting thicker. So most of the stuff, the line weights, the Revit will automatically take care of those from the near to the far, and that stuff that you're supposed to manually do in AutoCAD. Revit can actually automatically do. So yeah, I like it. All right guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys on Thursday, which would be at 11, 12, what is that, 13? Oh wait, yesterday. Tomorrow's the 13th. And then the 14th. I'll see you guys May 14th, alright? Talk to you later. Thanks for being here.